and our special guest, Reverend Dr. Edmond Saki Brown.
All paint pen is better than a sharp brain. Whatever you write down several years back, you can go to refer to it. So you are giving people something that they have permanently with them, they can refer. So that's one reason I prefer that the spoken word should be decoded.
Heute wird ein besonderer Tag für uns alle und wir haben eine besondere Gast, eine Gottesmann, soll ich so sagen. Und der hat was Besonderes, der möchte was mit uns teilen, seine Leidenschaft, was der gerne mag, was er liebt, in Kombination mit seinem Dienst, den Herr ihm berufen habe.
Der Herr auch heute noch Wunder, Stunde um Stunde, Tag für Tag, Tag für Tag.
Personality, so I wanted to walk in a room with presence, and everything I had to say will be worth listening to. So I started not only losing weight, I started educating myself. I wanted to be the best in my field, an expert. I wanted to discipline my body. I'm in charge of you, my body. I'm keeping you active. I'm building my metabolism. I want to be mentally available, and I wanted to protect my peace of mind. So I had all of this. If you can.
Grace Networking is a network group of young people across the globe, Asia, Africa, North America, UK, Europe, with the aim to connect, educate, and motivate ourselves and transform lives with some mind-blowing, exciting, and life-changing events such as My Passion Story, Health and Wellness, educational and motivational conferences, entrepreneurship and advertising, the Youth Panel Talk. With Grace Networking, you will surely make it bigger. Yes, let's connect, educate, and motivate ourselves. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grace Networking. Connect, educate, and motivate. Asempa Media. Inspire and create.
Hello and hello, everybody, family. I greet you once again in the name of our Most High God and in the name of Grace Network. My name is George. You can also call me King George, and I will respond to you. Today, I'm back again on your screen, and today is another special day that the Lord has made. And we, a Grace Networking family, we brought something special today for you. And we are going to get to know a young man. I have the opportunity, walked and danced with him, and I know him a couple of years now, and he's a man who really, when he's doing something, his heart is in it, and he's dedicated to what he loves to do. And this man is come to teach or come to lecture us something about entrepreneur, all on branding and also adventuring into business. I mean, this man is going to open up to us, going to bring light into darkness, so that if you are, as a youth, as a young adult, having in mind in the future to adventure or to go into business, you will have that zeal, that motivation to enter into it with no fear. So, people, this young man is called Derrick Agyeman Budu. My own man. He's a dancer. He's a family man. He's a married man. He's a designer. He's a minister. I mean, he's a whole package. And I don't want to list them all. I will give him that opportunity that he will explain and tell you who he really is and what he is made of, because I believe this young man is really one of our generation who is gifted with a lot of talent. I mean, talk about music, talk about dancing, talk about teaching, talk about preaching, talk about whatever. I don't know. This man is found in one of these areas. And I mean, and sometimes I said, what the question we need to throw to this young man, what doesn't he know? I mean, what doesn't he do? Because we ask, what do you do? The question, what doesn't he do, is the correct question that we should throw to this young man. So people, before I invite him here, I'll first want to recognize our sponsors, and we are proudly sponsored by Fresh Manner Bookshop, which is a Christian online or a Christian bookshop. The author's Reverend Eben Brown. In this place, you are able to purchase more books on marriage, on tithing, on walk with Christ. I mean, anything you want to know about Christ in a Christian field, you are able to purchase it from Reverend Eben Brown's website or Fresh Manner Bookshop. And also, we are proudly sponsored by Higher Heights Deeper Depth. Higher Heights Deeper Depth is actually an online blog which gives us more insight in our young generation, or this generation, a blog that helps young adult teens to come out of their comfort zone, to rise to the high where God wants them to be, so that they will be able to regulate in their gifting through the path of Christ. So if you want to know more about Higher Heights Deeper Depth, just go www.higherheightsdeeperdepth.da. And also, our last but not the least, we are proudly sponsored by H&H Couture. H&H Couture is also online platform, online shopping. This, you can purchase hoodies, t-shirts, cappies, accessories, bags, caps, whatever sort. Just go there. You'll be able to, probably you'll find something that which inspired you, and just go and purchase them. Also, this link is www.higherheights.deeperdepth or www.higherheightsdeeperdepth.da/fashion. So people, I do not want to talk too much. I will show you our sponsors shortly, and then I will invite our guest to come and take over for the next 20 to 30 minutes. So people, stay tuned. Allow me to play this advertising, and after that, we will go straight to our guest. So, this program is sponsored by Fresh Manner Bookshop. Here you can get various types of Christian literature, such as books from Reverend Eben Brown. H&H Couture is a Christian online shop. There you can get many Christian fashion wear for yourself and family, and also loved ones, such as t-shirts, hoodies, and many more. So family, I'm back again. Like I said, my name is George. You can call me King George, and I will turn or respond to your call. So before long awaiting, we just go straight. I just have this privilege to have this young man on our platform. He's called, again, Derrick Agyeman Budu. I want him to tell us a bit about himself, and he is going to, from there, pick up and go straight to the point. And today, it's more about brand and product orientation. Main purposely is to encourage us to learn more and have that zeal to adventure, enter into businesses. And this young man is here to enlighten us a bit and give us some insight and knowledge about how to go about it. So people, just clap for me as I call it, clap for me as I clap for him as we call him on stage. Yoo-hoo!
I clap for you.
Oh, clap for me, clap for me. Guys, I'm overexcited having this young man here. I'm so sorry. Just clap for him as you sit wherever you are. So, Mr. Agyeman.
Yes, sir.
We are so excited to have you on this platform.
The pleasure is mine.
I will not do so many talk. I just want you to just a bit, just give us ice breaking before you take us into deep business. I just want you to just let us know a bit about yourself, what you do, and where you are from, and anything you just want to add up to. Just for the first 2 minutes.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thanks to the CEO of Grace Network and George yourself. As George mentioned, we have been doing a lot. We've been moving around NFA, so we know each other. Well, my name is Derrick Agyeman Budu. I grew up in Ghana, of course. Yes, of course. And yes, I came here at a young age. and grew up in Dortmund City. So NFA, I greet you all. And that is where my lovely mom put me through education and whipped me in some areas and straightened me in a lot of them. Stubborn to be precise, but yes, God being so good. Well, sorry about that. That was a network problem. Happens mostly on ProZB, but today it's happening here. Yes, like I said, through that I've grown to be the man that I am today. Still on the betterment or on the path of being better, and we have higher levels to reach. I have a family now living in Frankfurt with a family. Studied international law, commercial law, to be precise, working in a sort of that area. But then I love to speak more about my passion, and that is my fashion in that area. That is D-Rocket Fashion. That is where I happen to be and be blessed as a CEO there, and also a market group on, how do you call it? On Facebook, that is also called Afritwo, with a special and blessed help from a lovely sister that actually put me through or guided me through. It goes by the name Shamsi, and I need to give a shout out to her. So yes, that is me, a very free person, very active. Anywhere you want to put me, I learn fast, and that is what makes me. Right. I'm very privileged today to hit on a topic that is actually very simple, but also a little bit controversial, a little bit. You know, when you are getting into a business and they call something the brand or branding, people get confused. We just go into it and start doing our selling and whatever we are doing. Well, I don't know all about it, like the whole box, but a little bit of what I know is what I'm going to share with you on this platform. And yes, once again, God bless the person that opened this, the CEO of Grace Network. I really admire this group so much. So let's go on. People ask, brand, what is a brand? So without putting it in my own words, I said, let me go on the net and search for a simple description of brand or branding. So it goes as far as saying a type of product manufactured by a particular company under a particular name. And it goes on and says that it burn and livestock and former times into a lot of areas. But one thing we need to understand, or we will understand, is very simple. Today, my topic is on the brand and the product orientation, right? So the brand itself is what you give your company, or the face of the company, let me put it that way. So the brand happens to be the name of the company, the symbol of the company. So I simply classify it as the identity of the company. So one thing about the brand or branding itself is not what you are selling or what you are giving. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's not what you are selling. It's not what you are giving, but the brand, the identity of whatever you want to showcase or put there happens to be you yourself. You stand as a brand because the brand is the reflection of you. Imagine, yeah, hello, Rosie. Imagine you want to sell, let's say, cassava, and you yourself, you have never tasted cassava. You don't know what is cassava. Actually, the only thing you know is tomato. So now, how do you stand behind this brand that you want to bring? Of course, it will not be so strong for the people that you want to reflect that thing to. I don't know if that is clear. So it is the name you give to it. First, choosing the name is now to identify whatever you are doing with the name. So when you hear of, let me put myself, D-Rocket Fashion, obviously, if you don't know what D-Rocket is, you know it is about fashion, right? So you have to then sit down and think about how people will relate to it when they hear the name. Of course, when you hear names like Gucci, Prada, and so on and so forth, BMW, VW, Mercedes, you actually automatically reflect and relate to quality, right? So what you give, how it reflects to you, that makes the branding itself. That is the brand of your product. So as I said, the name, then the symbol. As we all know, a symbol is to identify what the person is doing, right? Or at least a symbol with initials. That is what we'll give. So now, after the name, the face of the company that you are building, there is something that you need to identify yourself with. So if you see, let's say, a circle with a star going down, the first thing that comes into your mind, because you know the logo, the picture, the symbol of it, the first thing is Mercedes, right? When you see that kind of C turning up and down, you know you are getting into Gucci, right? So that is the face. So the brand itself is the face, and the projection of it is altogether makes it your identity. So when you are choosing a name, you are choosing your symbol, you want to project it to how people are supposed to see it. You need to find something that is unique. If I'm supposed to have a symbol that is common that everyone has, so when they mention yours, what happens is they now start to fish out what it could be, right? Could it be that it is big Mercedes, or could it be that it is this, it is that, right? But it is very important to make yours unique. Yeah, it's very important to make yours unique, so that even though we have a lot of birds there and yours is with a bird, whenever they mention yours, everybody knows there is a unique part of it. So the brand, now the name, Derrick, right? There's a lot of Derricks out there, right? But when you hear of Derrick Agyeman Budu, it might not be thousands of them. It might be a few. In this case, just one, right? And then, oh, who is that Derrick? Minister D. So now the name Derrick Agyeman Budu is what is in front. The symbol is the Minister D that people know, right? So immediately you say Derrick Agyeman Budu, Minister D, you are uniquely identified. I hope that English exists anyway. You are actually being identified, and everybody knows that, okay, this is the person we are talking about. So we don't start. So just to identify yourself and have a unique status for it. When I come from the unique part of it, whilst you are doing that, you are positioning yourself in a certain kind of standard, of a level. So, for example, if we are students, I know a lot of students have money, but not everyone. Mostly students are broke, right? I've been a student before, so I know. When you are walking and you hear a name like Gucci, Versace, whatever chichi you hear, you get to know that you don't continue to talk about it, because you know the l'argent are not great. So it is a standard. There are a class of people that buy it. When you hear Mercedes, whatever class, you know that the normal person, the minority, might not get into it. But then those that have it, you see, those that, when I say have it, they know. So you give yourself a standard. One thing I have to tell, whether it is a good news or bad news, trust me, not everyone needs to. Sorry, everyone can, but not everyone needs to be identified with a kind of brand that you have. Why am I saying that? Let's say you have a brand where, and forgive me for the example, German call it, let's say, let me use the word, criminals associate with it, and they are easily to get into it. Now, when you start doing that, you kill the image, you kill the uniqueness of your brand, right? So before you have that brand, before you have that logo, that idea, you need to set a certain standard for yourself. So people will be like, oh, why don't you do it this? Because this is that, this is this. The reason why they do it, and that is where we will come to later on, that is when we talk about product oriented or the market oriented, right? So that is the first thing I would say. Your business has to reflect you. I've said that. And you also need to know who you are. It sounds a little bit weird, but the thing is very simple. Knowing who you are is how you stand behind your product very firm. Because if I don't know who I am, I'm not saying who you are, Ken or whatever. If you don't know who you are and how you want to present something, it is very easy for someone to tell you, oh, but you could have done this one this way. Immediately, you move to that place. Oh, but the gene is a little bit this, you move to that place. So you need to know who you are as having a stand on your own and how you want to present that thing to the people. Because there's a say, I think that is what my in-law told me once. He said that it is how you hype and sell your things. That is how people will buy it. Right? So if I go out there, my brand is kind of, you know, sometimes I'm cool, sometimes I'm this. That is how people will see. When they like, they come and buy. When they don't like, they don't buy. So you need to give it a standard. And the standard and that kind of knowing who you are is to show you that, hello, you need what I'm doing. Right? You need what I'm doing. So come for it. I've made it for you. Come for it. And that is the communicational part of that branding. It is very important. Now, you need to also stand and be loyal to your brand. And that is why I say, if somebody says anything, you can change. I know people that might go out and ask, hey, I want to create this. How do you find this logo? That means that person, sorry to say, might have no idea or any purpose, right? So that person just wants to create a name or a brand or something, glorifying whatever the person is bringing out. But when you have a stand, when you're loyal to your brand, it gives it a sort of security. It gives it a sort of power. It has impact. And out of impact, that is where you move to wealth, right? So the branding itself is something you invest. It goes as far as branding something like, you know, having a name and it's so unique to you that you register it, that nobody, German, they'll say put patente, you register it and make sure that this is so unique. It states that nobody goes close to it and has something similar to it. So you need to protect it. You need to secure it. You need to be loyal to it and have an impact. The thing is that, you know, sometimes you might have a logo, right? After some years, you like to change it. Now, the uniqueness of it is that the main thing, that symbol or that symbol on that logo will not change because that is your brand. But then you might change a form. So it is the communicational aspect of it, right? And since my time is not too, let's say, long, right? If you have any questions, I would like you to just drop in whilst it's going on little by little so that I have the feeling of communicating as well. Then it helps. So the brand itself also goes with the packaging. You see, now we are not talking about product. We are only talking about the face, the quality, the standard, the man behind, the person behind, the character behind. So the character of your branding is, oh, wow. Let me give you an example. If you go to any Gucci store and you enter, their branding, number one, is how to welcome you. So when you get there, you feel comfortable. You can identify yourself. Yes, you can identify yourself. You can feel like, oh, wow, at least, even if it's my last dollar that I'm giving out here, I feel respected. I feel good. They will sit you down. They'll give you juice. They'll give you champagne. They'll give you something. And then they start asking you, what do you want? Because they know the quality they have. Anyone that they give you, they believe in their product. So now they present it to you. Packaging. It belongs to the packaging. So they welcome you, they pull you to them, they let you feel comfortable. Now, the funny thing about that is when you are in there and you are not even buying, trust me, you feel a little bit uncomfortable. That is the packaging. Now, after you have bought something, they try to drop in some few little things for you to, you know, feel that, oh, I bought a dress, but look, they gave me some boxer shorts, they gave me a perfume, they gave me something little. The same thing happens to Douglas. They make sure you, the customer, you are present. And then the packaging with the bag, what they put in, even if you order, how they bring it to you, it differs from the others, right? So now, even though we all love going to H&M and Zara and everything, you definitely know there is a difference between Zara and Gucci, right? So it is you that gives your product a standard. It is you that works to it. So when they see this person that is so, you know, putting in all effort, somebody might even buy from you because of the whole packaging. The effort you are giving, the brand, the logo, everything is exciting. It is very welcome. It's very warm. And that is the actual branding. That is how to get close to the people. And that is actually what I want to give to you. I would have loved to go into the lecturing part of it, but that is not what will help, because you need to understand. You need to understand. You need to understand what you're doing. You need to accept and love what you're doing. And that is branding in its short explanation. So now let's get to, I hope if I've left anything you wanted to know, just add it to the comment later on. The host will definitely drop it as a question as well. Let's move on to the product orientation or the product oriented business wise. However, now there is a difference between the market orientation and the product or asset orientation. Let me use some of these companies as example. If you go to BMW, or let's take Facebook for example, Facebook has its own structure. He knows what he wants to give to the people. And as it goes by, yes, they listen to the customers, or let's say the members on Facebook, and that is how they structure it a little bit. But at the end of the day, they have something they want to give to you. When it's about market orientation, I'm trying to compare for you. Market orientation is when I know the need and the demand of the people. So I can be selling t-shirts today, and I see that the need of the market is now happens to be bags or pens. So now I go in and start producing pens. Tomorrow it is maybe a bottle. So now I go in and fetch bottles for my customers. But when you're a product oriented person, yeah, the product orientation is, I have something I want to give to you. BMW has a car he wants to give to you. He has a kind of car with special whatever that is in. If you press this, is that. Of course, as the market grows, they also listen to the customer, but their prime thing is how to give you the quality, right? So if you are on the product orientational part, you have something you want to give. In my case, I want to present fashion. My fashion is based on African wear. So what am I good in? D-Rocket Fashion Special, as we are special, how do you call it? We are specialized on lingerie, for example, right? Now, people will come and they want lingerie, but then at the end of the day, we are selling clothes in all. So you might not come and find, I don't know, a picture, or let's say an object, just because it's wrapped with African print or whatever. But this is what we do. Now, as it goes on, we need to classify and make that quality. So if somebody is product oriented, he's always giving the best. I'm dealing with jackets, I'm dealing with shoes. Now, how do I modify these shoes for it to be unique? How do I make it better? How is the sole going to be? How is the leather? They're always working on it. So there are shoe shops like Salamander. If you go, they have their kind of shoes, right? And they always make the best. So they prove to you that even though people are selling shoes, ours is outstanding. Of course, the demand of the customers or the market happens to be that they want sports shoes, accepted. But then they also have a sports shoe and they are product oriented. So they put in a kind of effort that you will have to buy theirs and not deviate from it. So comparing it to Facebook, as I said, there is something called, we have people at the background called developers. So these developers are always developing something to make it easier for you. So it is not because you said that, oh, I always send message and immediately it goes, I cannot delete. That is why they did it. But they found out that the majority as a demand needs it. But how do we make it to the perfect standard that it will make sense, right? So they are working on their products and as well as connecting it to the market, let's say the customer's need. But when you are only the market oriented, you have the market orientation, what you do is you base more on the demands, and it doesn't matter how it goes. It can be, sorry to say, €1 bag. As long as bags are moving, you are in. It can be €1,000 shoes. As long as that shoe is moving, you are in. So it is very important to differentiate the product orientation and the market orientation. It goes on as it says that you also sell and promote what you have. So you see people that are product oriented, they stand outside, and it's not due to the demand of the people, but then you see when you go to a shop, they have maybe the new cake that has come, that just came out, and they say that, you know, just have a taste. Do you like it? Okay, you like it, then come in. So they have something for you. They didn't go in because the customer said that we need a cake. That is why they made the cake. They made the cake because they want you to buy their cake. So it is very important to know on which line you are, where you are based, and how you treat them. When it's all about the product orientation, number one, in the business world itself, it is also how you treat your customers. You can have the best BM, you can have the best Mercedes. If you are not close to your customers, how do you get close to your customers? Apart from promoting it, you also communicate on it. You also advertise, what we call advertism. You advertise whatever you have. You bring it to the to public as if they have always waited for it. You treat your customers with respect. It belongs to it. You treat your customers with respect. There's a man that said that you don't call your customers customers, but you call them clients, right? So when you go anywhere and they call you clients, and they don't call you, hey, customer, come here, they will be like, sir, how are you? Nice to have you as a client. You feel a little bit, you know, strong. So that is where they bring their products to you, and it makes it creates more impact than, you know, just going for anything. Let me check here. Okay, so when it comes to the product-oriented business, I'll say they impress. Apart from impressing you, they also make you satisfied with whatever you buy or you get from them. So if I want to impress you with D-Rocket fashion, I need to do something that will blow your mind, something that you have not asked for, but I have for you. And when I impress you with that thing, I make sure when you get it, you are satisfied with it. You don't win customers when they go and they come back with a product and start complaining everywhere. In my case, I have people around me that cross-check. I have people that, let me use the word, love me in that manner to say that, hey, D, this thing was made for you, and look at how they did it. It is not right. So it makes you have that self-consciousness, right? You have that self-consciousness, you know what you are doing, you know how you are going in it. And one thing also, I know that people that are product-oriented, they invest so much time in whatever they do. So time is a factor. Time is a factor. They invest time in it, doing their own researches, how to implement what, how to do whatever. And then, of course, money plays a role, but they invest also a lot. That is why, once again, you might go to, even though right now everything is probably made in China, made in Taiwan, made in whatever, but when you go to a Gucci store, for example, yeah, because they have invested a lot. Actually, I always say they invest in service and the building, and that is what you are paying for. They've invested a lot, so they know how to bring that quality to you for you to love it. If you go to Apple, Apple does not sell the items to you, but they sell you a service. They sell you a service. So whatever you are buying, when you take it up to a so as even though their service limit or their guarantee is very limited, when you go there within that time, whatever is on that item, they take it in and give you a new one, right? Unlike others that might say, okay, Apple is selling it for 1,000, we sell it for 500. Anything that spoils, you need to pay for it, whether you are the guarantee or what. And as soon as it is your fault, you pay for it. When you go to Apple, they don't even ask you that. They just take it in. This one is spoiled. Okay, it's not working. They give it to you. So these are some of the things actually that people that are product oriented actually base more on. They are mostly connected. Being connected is also very important. Being connected, because you need to be connected to some people, some higher people, to make sure that that product you are bringing out is going to sell. Why am I saying that? If I have a jacket that everybody has a jacket and I think that I have made the best out of it, right? At the end of the day, for example, if I base in my Ghanaian community and nobody promotes me, what will happen is it goes nowhere. But if, imagine, you have a particular product and you're connected to the ambassador of Gucci, and that person just comes out and wear one of your jackets, is the connection. What I say, that is the breakthrough. So you need to be connected to the right people. That is just something I'm chipping in. And I think that, like I always say, that is the little I can drop in here for today. Thank you very much. And I can see, yeah, George is back.
I am not here to stop you, but I thought like you can still flow if you want. I hope you have, let's say 10 minutes more. So I just want to come inside and just throw a question, just so that at least you can take a drip, you can take a water.
Thank you.
You are doing a good job. I love what you're doing, man. It's really very impacting, very educative, and I have a question here that probably you can think about it, or if you want, you can go straight by answering it before you continue what you want to do. Somebody just threw a question, which is high, deep, depth. Okay, let's say Andra said, did you choose lingerie? Where's the question? Just flew away. Lingerie 2 with African print, cause is it, or how did you come about that decision?
I love that question so much. I think that question will add up to my program today. Today is a hot seat, and this is a hot question. Yeah. Okay. One thing, like I said in the beginning, you need to identify yourself with the business, right? So if I love feet, definitely I'll be selling either socks or shoes, right? So for me personally, and to be honest and direct with you, one art that God gave to humanity happens to be the body of a female, right? Okay. I admire it so much, not admiring it into the negative thing that people start following.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, number one, women buy a lot. Men, we can buy one t-shirt for the next 4 years. Number two, it looks good on women, right? And instead of me, of course, I will not come and wear it at home. So what would I do? So I love it so much. I have an idea, and my idea, anybody who knows me, I'm that African man, really African man, found in the bush somewhere, you understand? Anything I see, I first think about the uniqueness of it and how can I bring on the African print on this, or bring it on the African market, because I personally think that we should start investing in our own, right? So that is how I came by with that idea. So we started with the normal European lingerie, and then we put on the African print. And now what we are into is we create lingeries that are 100% African print. So it is the love and passion that I have for the body, I'll say. And as the demand also is, that is why I chose that. But at the long run, the main passion itself is the African print or the African.
Come on. So thank you for the answer. I think if you are here already questions, I can just throw the next question to you. So far I have 2 questions, but I think I have another question I have to ask you afterwards. But this one, they said, let me just blend it. They said, I am a woman with kids and would like to know which kind of product you can recommend me to venture in. So what kind of products?
A woman with kids.
Yeah.
To many people, I trust that becomes actually a problem. But then my thing is that what is your passion? What are your ideas? What do you normally come across? What do you play with? What comes into your mind? That is the first thought you need to have. So many women, as we all know, get into the cooking stuff. They bring this kind of finished powder thing. I know a beautiful lady in Frankfurt who is doing so marvelously good, bringing the Nigerian food in this kind of sachet. The packaging is wonderful. And if you see the package, you want to know what is in. So it depends on which direction. Sometimes too, I know a lady that is into, buy and sell. She buys it cheap somewhere and brings it in. It doesn't matter what she gets. So it depends on you, the person. How can you have a flexible time, right? Because for me to say, okay, go into pen selling will actually not help, because probably you are not into it, right? So you need to know where your passion is and how you can package it. There's one thing I always tell people, that people be like, me, I don't have any talent, I don't have any idea, I don't have any passion. It's wrong. Even if your passion is talking, even if your passion is sleeping, you can package that thing very well and you make money out of it. So it is about your passion, it's your direction, how you feel. That is, if you tell me, okay, I'm into cooking, I love eating, then maybe I can direct a little bit, but at the end of the day, it is, sorry to put in that, it's really up to you where you think you can fit in. Because with kids, it's not easy. One blessed thing that I have is that I have a very, very supportive wife that actually can now get all the kids to the bedroom, let them play, teach them whatever, whilst I do the things that I do. And I believe that if I would have not had that opportunity or grace, probably I might be asking a similar question. You get it? So it's also the people around you, how old your kids are. If you have a nursing baby, of course, there are things you can do and there are things you cannot do. When you have kids that are about 14, you can do a lot of things because they can actually take care of themselves, right? So at the end of the long run, it is what surrounds you, your passion, and that is where you can actually say, okay, this is where I think I can get into.
Wow. That's good. I hope so. I hope, Mr. Grace Networking, I hope your question has been answered. So Mr. D, I don't know, maybe if you want to continue where you left from, and then
I think for now, I was actually glad that the thing about speaking only to the So if there's any other question, I'm ready to get in. But first of all, anybody watching, my question is, I hope what I explained, the little that I dropped in here, if it is not clear, please come back with the question, ask, and I will definitely go deeper. Otherwise, just write on Grace Network. We are all on the same platform, and probably things that I might have forgotten, I'll bring it back.
So, okay. So I have 2 questions for you, Mr. D, and I hope you are prepared for it.
Yes, sir.
So why do you think, the question I'm asking you, why do you think product orientation is very, 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 very important for a young starter or for someone who is who wants to enter into business?
Well, thank you very much for that question. I personally think it is even very, very important and very advisable because it gives you a certain kind of level and concentration, right? So if I know I want to get into this particular business, I have the time to research. Let me quickly go back to what I said. It's either you are product oriented or you are market oriented. Now, what happens in the market oriented stuff is you go in for anything, right? To see what will sell, what will move. And I'm talking about the sell, buy and sell part. You go in for anything. But when you are product oriented, you'll be like, okay, let me start with a glass. Let me set, how can I make mine unique? You know, it gives you the time, it gives you the concentration, and it gives you the ability to, after the research and everything, to present it well, right, to your customers and those that you want to bring it to. It is very advisable for a starter because, number one, it's not every starter that has money, the financial aspect, right? So if you now go in for this and that, and at the end of the day, nobody is buying, in my dialect, they'll say, Sikana Shegu. You understand? So it's good to, you know, have a check and balance. And it also gives you the ability to plan ahead. Like, okay, now I'm selling this. In the next 5 years, how can I improve? And where do I want to be? Right? That is a personal decision though, but you can, with the product orientation, you can identify with it easily than when I have everything there. I don't know what is going to happen in the next 10 years. If I have food that I bring to people, lockdown came, how do you do it? There's this guy who is specialized on pizza. For example, I don't know if you heard it. And when the lockdown came, the guy went into Tilf pizza.
Oh, cool.
Immediately. And within a short period, the guy blew off, was in the news, was in radio, was wherever, however. You see, he is product oriented and he wants that product to come to the people and the people to feel that I need this thing. But imagine he was having the doner, the whatever, the suju, the tzatziki and everything. At the end of the day, when it comes, what is he going to do? He has to invest in all these things. So for a starter, I definitely will recommend that you start with the product orientation and concentrate on one thing and push it as far as you can and, you know, change whatever you want to change.
Wow, wow, that's good. Very educated. So family, I think Minister D is still here. We still have him on the line or on the net for some few minutes. So if you have any question that you want him to answer for you today, please just drop your question on the comment section and we will try our very best to answer every question for you. I think we're going to plan to have another section whereby he might have the next stage or something else to add up in case people who will watch this video afterwards and any other question just come in mind, you can just throw those questions out and we will pick them one by one and tackle it with him, and then we will have another section. As out of the questions that you guys will be throwing out to it, we will definitely come back to you. I hope Mr. D will have time for us when we have all those questions. Please, the last but not the least, this is the last two questions I have for you. Someone just asked, so depending on you, somebody asked, as a young man inspiring to, let me just blend it. As a young man inspiring to be an entrepreneur, what products or businesses will you advise me to invest into?
Wow, this is great. Like I said, I mean, I'm the African type, you know. I always come from the bush side first.
You know.
So, let's say products or businesses I would advise people to go in is anything that is made in Africa. Because whether we believe it or not, the next step is not going to be made in China, it's going to be made in Africa. And Africa, we have the quality. So that is where I personally advise a lot of people. Bring that product to Europe as long as you are in Europe. You know, bring it here, let them know what is African products, right? But apart from that, of course, there are businesses that sounds like no business, like getting into something like, you know, dealing with Bitcoin and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they're also there. But then, how far have you read into it, right? It's just an advice. How far have you read into it? Because when you are getting into business, whether we like it or not, it is a sort of investment. So nobody wants to invest in something, he or she will lose. Remember those days where you used to hear, there's a business going on, fridges we are taking to Africa, everybody's taking fridge to Africa. Immediately that rate stop, our cars are moving, spare parts, whatever. We are out of that system, right? What our advice, if you have a little bit of money somewhere, buy shares. Get into, sometimes it is not necessary for everyone to do business. Sometimes buy percentages out of people's business, invest in companies that you can see that today it might be little, but tomorrow it has great value. There was a question someone asked himself. He said that, what can I do that even when I'm lying in my bed, before I'll take a step, I've already earned money? You get it? And that is how this guy came in and started Western Union, for example. So you don't always have to buy into products. You can also buy into businesses, and that is a great business. You can also buy into Immobilien, as the Germans will say, right? So you can invest in something like that. So immediately they earn money, you earn money as well. That is actually the kind of advice I can give. Apart from that, any business you put in effort, any business you are ready to back it as a brand, right? It's perfect to go in. But if you know you get into that business and you lose hope with it within a short time, trust me, it will also follow you for a long time. And when people see you rotate from business to business, they don't take you serious anymore. They don't take you serious anymore. People like stable and constant businesses or people they can identify themselves with. So your product should impress your customer yes. So I will personally say I cannot, and I think I even try to, go back on that, but I will say invest in a business that has future. That has future. Thank you very much. I love your flow, Mr. D. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. I hope George is somewhere there.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the comments. I'm trying to pick up some comments for you right now. I have my co-host, Mr. Sarkodie, who is in the studio B, and the man is relaxing and private chatting me. Check this, I've sent you questions. The man is busy, guy. He is doing. Guys, I want to throw a shout out to Mr. Sarkodie over the Pombere, not the rapper. This one, German one. This is the one and only GH Sarkodie. He's one of our secretaries, the main secretary, and also one of coordinators. He's doing a great job. Who is sitting in Studio P. Shout out to you, Mr. Sarkodie. Keep the good work. So, Mr. D, do you have a couple of minutes for us, or what do you think?
Yes, once I'm here, I'm here.
Okay, so we can keep you out to 8 o'clock. He said,
boxer.
He said once he's here, he's here. So, guys, if you have more questions, please throw it out to me. So, Minister B, someone just tested me and asked a question. Please, George, kindly ask this question for me. I'm into business, and sometimes it's ups and down. What's the problem? What do you think I should do? Should I give up? Or should I persevere, continue the spirit?
Oh, yeah, that is a good question. Yes, businesses do go up and down. But the thing is, do you love the business you are doing? Do you have the passion for it? If you have the passion for it, then continue. Why? Because it is easier to find excuses why to drop out than find excuses why to move on. Let me give you an example. I started the Rocket Fashion 2016. That was kind of go to Ghana, buy your own stuff, present it, bring some accessories when people want to sell it to them. But the Rocket Fashion itself started 2019. Now look at the period of time, or the time I've actually, I wouldn't say wasted, but slowly impacted, right? And because I have the passion for the African product, and I didn't at that time see myself in any other business, what actually happened was that I continued it. I made sure I now find the right people to work with. I didn't know how to, operate Facebook up to now, not fully. Groups, Instagram. I had people that taught me, I have some people that if they were on this page, I'll mention their name to say thank you very much. So you need to find, number one, where the problem is. Why is it moving up and down? Do I have the passion for it? Then I need to show some kind of determination. I need to put in some significant change. What can I change? Where is it dropping? So these are the things you need to know. The one thing that we need to take into business is an English short phrase. It says that the can-do spirit. The can-do spirit. That means that even though this one is doing that, this one is doing that, it is going down, I have the can-do spirit. I want to. So you pave through, because I remember saying that the guy that actually created the bulb itself, the bulb itself did it over 100 times. Partner say it's spoiled, it's this, it's that. At the end of the day, the whole world depends on bulb today. So if you have something that is moving on and off, let's say they're up, going down and coming down, you have to find which part is going down. How can I solve it? So always let's look for the solution instead of the excuse to get out. And the can-do spirit, as I said, is the point. You need to have the can-do spirit, and definitely you'll get it to the positive end. And also educate yourself, read more, research, get into people that are doing similar businesses. What brought them down? Learn out of it. And then somebody said, pa.
You tend to part to pass with that. So, guys, the last question, I think this will be the last question. As people are now bringing their questions. So, I have a question there. A young entrepreneur or who wants to venture into business, what are some of the things one needs to pay attention to if he or she wants to win the attention of their customers?
I love that last sentence, pa.
Yeah.
You want to win the attention of the customers. It's like a father who wants to train up a child in the way it's supposed to go, who does not pay attention to the child. There, Papa, I want to play ampe. You say go and play football. You go and play ice hockey. So if you want to definitely meet up with you need to be innovative. That is one thing. And you need to listen to, like I said, once again, it depends on where you are crossing. If you are the market oriented, whether you like it or not, you have to listen to the demands and the advices of the customers. If you are product oriented, you have to see where the demand not as in question, but where you can innovate and implement something that will meet up with somebody who doesn't need a pen, but gets the pen and is like, wow, right, So this wow effect needs to be there. And I think that is sometimes what we are missing. We know it all. That is the African man for us. We know it all. So we don't take advice. Take advice from whoever might come in. People that know me that even though I am doing this and I think I have the clue, you can start to lecture me from A to Z. I will listen, because there might be the point where the comma comes, and this comma is what I am missing. And then I add it to my own. So we should always be open for advices, and we need to compare ourselves with the best. Don't compare yourself with those that are dropping. Don't compare yourself with something that is not working. Compare yourself with this guy, I want to get there. And that is a motivation, innovation, and also listening to the demands and advices of customers as well. It's very important.
Wow.
I don't know if I got the question right, and I'm on
the question is exactly on point. That's on point. Sorry again, but the last question, you keep on you say if we have you, then we have you. So I know you are a busy man. You also have some things waiting for you. But this question, you keep on repeating it. I think so far you've repeated it. Let's say 5 times. Say knowing that your customers need, your consumers need. But the question that one will ask you, Mr. D,
how
do you know how all your customers or your consumers, and if yes, okay, then you know what they want. But what are the others you do not know and you want to reach them? How will you know what they want?
Thank you very much.
Don't compare Apple for me.
No, I will not. The thing is that, thank you for that question. I keep repeating that because it is only through the customer that you will know what the customers want. So how do you reach them? I work with somebody with a Fruitful who we always talk, and she's like, do you know why we need to put this thing there? What am I talking about? You know, whenever you go to any company, they give you something called a newsletter. So they demand for your email address and some information, right? So with this information, after you also have bought something, they also put something like, did you like it? Did it meet up with your demand? Was it this? Was it that? So what I'm trying to say, you need to get close to your customers. In this case, you need to get close to your clients. So when I get close to them, anybody who buys anything from me, immediately I get the notification you have received it, I write you or I call you. And I'll be like, did it arrive how you want it? How was the packaging? Did you love it? I get into, personal relationship with them. Somebody will say, so now when your company is big, how are you going to do that? You need to get people that will be doing that for you. Because whether you like it or not, when the whole world needs face masks, you cannot start creating shoes. You understand? When the whole world is demanding for hand sanitizer, it's now that you are going to create toilet papers. You are deviating from the demand of the people. So you need to pay close attention. So with your newsletter, immediately it goes there, you find out that number one, this person is easy to go with because he accepted. People too will decline your newsletter, of course. Then you know that, let me take a step. So this is how you get to know your customers. Number two, the informations that you have, you don't leave your clients to be just clients. When they are not even buying, you'll be sending them. You have a client who one day call, Master, I need socks. Why are you sending me all these shoes? Now you have, customers, they are really either influential or frustrating.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't say this one is frustrating, so come watch. You understand? All this kind of comments, and people do comment, the people do recommend, people do talk to you. So you need to get close to your customers. You cannot know all. Let me be honest. After Jesus Christ healed the 10 blind people, one person came.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're happy to have 1% that will come to you, you work on whatever that 1% is telling you. If you want to know all your customers, you need to start selling ice cream. And even that one time.
Wow. Oh, come on, guys. I am enjoying this. Me, myself, I'm into business. And, man, I would say I have taken a lot with me so far. And business orientation, getting a business mindset, and know what your customer demands or needs, Charlie. So you guys, I hope you are enjoying so far. And I just want to let Mr. D go. So somebody just threw a question.
Hey, this somebody, I'll catch you.
So please, this one there, let me just show this. I think this question is very important because people ask that. People sometimes go, I had this question I want because me myself, I'm into business. People think it's easy how you started because there are some how do they call it? They call it some kind of requirements that one might need. Those the steps before you bring your business into the spotlight. There are some steps that you need to go into the Gewerbe, go into the Anmeldung, those all those things are there. But we will not emphasize. We will not go into it. I wanted to ask some few questions so that people will know that is something that is very important. But somebody just asked this question. Who is Obede Bompere? Zach. He said, I know that your brand or your business is based in Europe, specifically in Germany. I wanted to say Hamburg, in Frankfurt. How hard or easy are you succeeding in selling African brands prints in the Europe? Challenges or advantages?
Let me be honest. And please, if I step on anybody's feet or foot or leg or whatever,
on their nose,
clean it and forgive me. the thing is that it is very challenging, very much of a problem to bring African stuff to Africans.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My aim, number one, are not Africans. The funny thing is, I have about 10 to 20 customers that are reliable and they are Africans. And they love the product so much. So this is something that encourages me. But the thing is that immediately you as an African bring African product to the market, you will find 5 people that will be like, yay, African product. Then you have the other 95 that will be like, what do you want to, bring on the market? We know this. Everybody has a tailor in Africa. Everybody has whatever. So actually you bring your product to the people. You don't choose white or whatever, to the people. So when you are advertising, you don't do it only in the Black community, but you bring it to everyone. And you find out that people outside will push you more than people you think are close to you. So the challenges are, when I started, I found it very difficult because, I grow in the mindset. I learn a lot. Beginning, I thought that, African people, George likes African wear. Derrick loves African wear. So if I bring it, George will buy, Derrick will buy. Film. Understand? So the challenge, my brother who asked, is very big. And immediately you start doing that, you find out that everybody who sees that yours is moving, instead of them impacting or helping you grow it, now they also start bringing something. You want me to have this, and then we kill the market, right? I learned this actually at a tender age when I saw my mom had one of the best African salons in Dortmund, which George probably
Yes.
And people started killing the market in Rasta Noboma has just taken this from you. Me, I can do it for this. You understand? She did this for you. I can do, this is how we kill the market. So immediately you venture in something like that, you have to plan that it is going to happen. So your mindset shouldn't be, if I'm selling Africa, actually D-Rocket Fashion sells in Europe African prints. In Africa, we sell European prints.
Wow.
You understand? So whilst Africans are buying over there the European stuff, we are giving our things to them. And I think that is how it's supposed to be. The white man, the whoever is interested in what you can give me as from you, not what I know already.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit of a mindset that I had by learning, actually.
So guys, sorry, time is much spent. Just to chip something to it, and what the answer that Minister D just gave is very, 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 very good, because we are, like I said, me and my wife, we're also into business or into this clothing styles, and at the start, at the earlier stage, you think you know a lot of people around you, a lot of friends, and the expectation is high, and you think that, hey, Charlie, because I know you just go pre-order, do the things. People, what I can see from my experience is, do not rely on the people around you. They might support, they might order, maybe not today, but tomorrow. But what we do is we have open and broad-minded. Just think far, So what we do is we don't only emphasize on the African community, because we are not into African print like my brother is. Most of our customers, let me say from 100%, let me say 80% of our main customers are based in Europe, most specifically in Germany, South Germany, a lot of them, and people. So our people, our culture, most of our people, they have this PhD syndrome. What is PhD? I'm not talking about this PhD. Pull him down. Syndrome, like the brother D said, instead of coming in to invest, help push the business, so that your community, your country will also stand out and say, we are also doing something. They rather come putting poisons, bad thoughts, bad ideas, speaking bad, also want to do it, and what they will do, they will enter into it, not having that profession or the professional mindset or that intelligence that one needs to have before indulging that business. then will do what? Kill that business and collapse that business, and that will also automatically reflect on the other brother or sister's business, because he or she is also what? An African. So they will think, they will put every African or what in the same pot, which is very, very wrong. So people, I will advise, it's very good things that we all do something, bring something, business on our own, but at least we should rather try to work and connect with each other and learn from each other and see where we can be supportive to one another, and Charlie, we will reach that destination. So Minister D, thank you so much. Your last word.
Before I run, if it was to be your studio, I would have something for you.
Wow,
Since
okay.
it's not a studio, you have to send me your address.
Oh.
And anybody who you ever have any winning game here on this platform, I'll send this in advance, give it to that person for free, and this is for you.
For me. Come on, people. Thank you, Mr. D. Come on. I'll send you my address right away. Let me just send you before. Let me send you online right now.
So I will excuse myself to leave.
Thank you so much. Please, your last words. Just summarize together so that I can leave.
Yes, what I'll say is, people, anyone watching, what I'll say is please focus on whatever you want to do. Give in or put in much effort because you are doing it for a reason. Make sure you are loyal to what you are doing. Make your brand very visible and high. Find people around you that will motivate, support, and push you. And then also know where you are heading to and where you are coming from. And for sure, I know that you persevere, you pave through. And anybody who is planning on that adventure to, start any business, may God guide you and give you the strength, that blessing of flourishing market. May it be part of you. And I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you very much, Mr. George.
Come on. Thank you so much. My last word, Mr. D, thank you so much. I just sent you the address. I will not waste time. Send both. Please send both. What we'll do is, just give me a second. What we'll do is, I will give our audience the last 2 days and see the people who will react and actively share and comment on this particular streaming. And that second gift Minister D showed, I will personally make sure that it will come or arrive to you to be a giveaway for you. So Minister D, thank you very much for my gift, my personal gift, and the giveaway. Bless you. So he will go and we will stay here just for a minute.
Yes.
Bless you, Mr. D. I'll get back to you later then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So family, just to conclude this, I thank you everyone who is here for your time spent, for being here, and thank everyone who had that time to share the link and also brought others on board. Grace Network, I just stand here in the name of Grace Network just to say thank you so much. God richly bless you. Keep on supporting this group. Try your best and connect with us on Facebook and also on YouTube, our new channel on YouTube. Go there and have all our pre-recorded videos there uploaded. Go there and God richly bless you. Let's go.
And our special guest, Reverend Dr. Eben Saki Brown. All
Paint pen is better than a sharp brain. Whatever you write down several years back, you can go to refer to it. So you are giving people something that they have permanently with them, they can refer. So that's one reason I prefer that the spoken word should be decoded.
Heute wird ein besonderer Tag für uns alle und wir haben eine besondere Gast, eine Gottesmann, soll ich so sagen. Und der hat was Besonderes, der möchte was mit uns teilen, seine Leidenschaft, was er gerne mag, was er liebt, in Kombination mit seinem Dienst, den Herr ihm berufen habe.
Der Herr heute noch Wunder, Stunde um Stunde, Tag für Tag, Tag für Tag.
Personality, so I wanted to walk in a room with presence, and everything I had to say will be worth listening to. So I started not only losing weight, I started educating myself. I wanted to be the best in my field, an expert. I wanted to discipline my body. You know, I'm in charge of you, my body. I'm keeping you active. I'm building my metabolism. I want to be mentally available. And I wanted to protect my peace of mind. So I had all of this. If you can.
So guys, the last thing for you is, if you want to know more about Minister D's product or what exactly he does, you can contact him on Facebook on D-Rock Fashion, or on his own page, which is Afrifo. Also on Facebook, just inbox him, and he will attend to you. God bless you. Have a blessed evening. And Mr. Sak, thank you very much for the comments. So guys, till we meet again, stay tuned, connect with us on Facebook so that you know our upcoming programs and what we have for you next. God bless you, and bye-bye.
Grace Networking is a network group of young people across the globe, Asia, Africa, North America, UK, Europe, with the aim to connect, educate, and motivate ourselves and transform lives with some mind-blowing, exciting, and life-changing events such as My Passion Story, Health and Wellness, educational and motivational conferences, entrepreneurship and advertising, the Youth Panel Talk. With Grace Networking, you will surely make it bigger. Yes, let's connect, educate, and motivate ourselves. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grace Networking. Connect, educate, and motivate.
Around, gave me reason to live again, Jesus. I call your name.